introduce Mr. Frank Garcia, our chairman of the Coalition of the Hispanic Chambers of Commerce.
Buenas noches. I just want to take this for a minute. I'm going to say this in English and Spanish because tonight's event, la razón que estamos haciendo este evento, is not just to support Macy's, because we do. And we're grateful to Ed. Ed was my mentor through Brenda Scott. Every time I walked, he would go in the other way, but he would send his employees to mentor me. And I'm tough on a lot of people, but his staff is tougher on me. They're real tough. I was in Italy, I was getting emails from their staff. So, Macy's, when myself and some of the board members, I know Delicioso Coco, we have also, some of the founding members of the Bronx Hispanic Chamber. One of your ex-employees here, Brenda Scott, was my first corporate chair. So the first money for the first Hispanic Chamber started in the Bronx was thanks to Ed. And Ed has supported the chambers ever since. Now all the chambers have a corporate chair. We have a corporate chair, but it was Brenda Scott, our first corporate chair. Charito Cinero was our senior vice president at that time. And we were talking, some of the former board members of the Bronx Hispanic Chamber was talking about how Macy's had a commitment to us. And the commitment has never gone away. And now that the chambers are growing, we have 25 chambers that are here, that are present. We have, this event is really dedicated to the students of the Henry George First scholarships that we gave out. Today is really about the students. It's not about the chamber. It's about these students for 10 weeks. Every Saturday when it was nice and hot and people were at the beach, they were in class from 9 to 3 o'clock every Saturday. We had 55 people. And it's about them. It's about esos negociantes que fueron en el calor en el Henry George School cogiendo curso cómo mejorar su negocio. So all this event was done by the members who took the course. And the council generals were partnered up with us with the Henry George School. And all the chamber presidents tonight are going to get recognition, and the council generals. And we know we have the council general from Ecuador who has supported us so much. I had to hire a full-time director that's Ecuadorian, Johnny, who's going to be speaking in a few minutes. And the council general is going to say a couple of words too. This event would not be if it wasn't the partnership with the Henry George School. The Henry George School has really helped us prepare our business community. Today we have the chairwoman of the New York, New Jersey Purchasing Council, who controls all the certification for all Fortune 500 company on her way. And so this is important. She's going to talk to you about certification. One of the things of the class was the chambers is all about service. I don't get paid for what I do. That's why corporations run. They don't run for my toner business. They run because I'm aggressive to do events at their place. But this event was focused on really preparing the businesses for the future. Estamos preparando con la sociedad, con los cónsul generales de México, Ecuador, Perú, Salvador, Guatemala, Brasil, todos los consulados que yo no he mencionado, perdona si no lo he mencionado, pero, perdón, Colombia, que el cónsul está en camino de Colombia, por eso que no lo mencioné. Está aquí el cónsul de Colombia. So, el de Honduras, all the council generals gave the scholarships, and those scholarships came back. There's people that already got business. I want to announce for the first time that we got Betty from Betty Catering got a deal with Macy's, local from Queens. So that's huge. Vamos a dar un aplauso. So people got business, and people will continue. We got the businesses doing business with themselves. So the students put this together when I was in Italy on vacation. Thank God that Johnny and Arlene, who was with us with the Brazilian consulate, she's working with us now in the chamber, and they helped put this. I want to thank Jimmy Tropical. I want to thank my good friend from the wine company. Where are my friends from the wine company? Is right there. Thank you. I want to thank Inca Cola, Jimmy Tropical. Let's give applause to all this. And I'm like a politician, I talk a lot, but I have a good, aggressive way of helping Hispanic chambers. This would have not been done if it wasn't for the chambers that sit on our board. So I want to recognize all the presidents of the chambers that are here tonight. We're going to give them a recognition. I don't want to say all their names because we're going to mention them later on. We have the Women's Chamber who helped give the courses. Their employees came in on a Saturday. I don't know if Kenya paid you on that day, but you guys came in, so you guys did it for free and taught on certification. So I want to bring the rabbi here to continue the program, but I do want to say thank you to Andrew and Matsiat from the school for allowing us to do the school. Thank everybody from coming here today because this is important to show that the New York State Coalition estamos fuertes, que estamos unidos, que todos los rumores que hay las cámaras que renunciaron es porque no pueden hacer parte de nosotros, porque no están incorporated, no tienen papel. Nosotros vamos a tener cámaras verdaderos haciendo lo que tienen que hacer. Esa es la misión de nosotros de la Cámara, is to make sure we have real chambers servicing the communities. This thing to have bogus chambers is going to stop. Corporate America has supported us, and we're going to make sure that we continue the partnership with the Consul Generals and can continue working. Thank you.
Yeah.
I would like to introduce to you Vice President of Macy's.
You are standing in what we call our executive floor, our executive headquarters. Many of you know that today Macy's is a nationwide organization. This coming October we will be 154 years old. I have been with the company for almost 154 years. At least I feel like it. But in any case, we are so pleased and honored to welcome you to our home. As I think you say, mi casa su casa. And indeed, we hope that you become part or already are part of our Macy family. We are no strangers to hosting events. We really love to invite people into our home and to have you share our history and obviously the camaraderie and the opportunity of networking with each other. And that really makes for what we hope to be a nice evening. I know that Frank and Liz have been working very hard on the program. They have some awards tonight. I understand that we have several consul generals here. And if I've missed anybody that is an elected official, I want to welcome you as well to our event. If you have a chance before the evening's over, please feel free to stroll through the floor. You'll see a lot of old artifacts and things of that nature. And indeed, if you haven't been out on the balcony, the good Lord has smiled on us tonight. The weather is just absolutely beautiful. So I hope you'll take advantage of being out there. Not too many people know that there's an oasis in the middle of Manhattan. And obviously it's here on the 13th floor at Macy's. Our event will probably run a little late, so the store will probably be closed. I was going to invite everybody to go down and take whatever you want. But we'll have to make that another time. Frank had asked me to just say a few words regarding our supplier diversity. For many, many years I have been involved with supplier diversity. As a matter of fact, our chairman, Terry Lundgren, was the national chair for the NMSDC, the National Minority Supplier Development Council.
That the local chair is on her way.
And the local chair is on her way. And we obviously in our organization we believe in this very much. So I hope that during the course of the evening I'll have a chance to at least meet each of you and perhaps exchange cards. And if nothing else, direct you to the right people within our organization that could perhaps further the business development, because that's really what it's all about. Liz Berman, I've met Liz several years ago. Really enjoyed talking to her, understanding all the hard work she does. She's just a wonderful person. I like her husband better because he's a NASCAR fan and so am I.
You and me agree on that.
And Frank Garcia, what can I say about Frank? Every time I see him come down the street, I walk on the other side of the street. Because I know him, but I can go events. But no, quite frankly, we really welcome you to our family. I want you to have a wonderful evening, and we hope that we'll see you often at our store. And understand that as we work together, we will help build the community. When your community is healthy, our business is healthy, and that's what it's really all about. So, without further ado,
Ed, can you talk a little bit about the new facility open in the Bronx? There's a lot of Bronx businesses.
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, 2 months ago, I was up at Bay Plaza, and we announced the opening of a new store, which will take place in about 18 months. So it's the first new store that we're building within the city since 1995. And of course, obviously, we value the Bronx. We know that we're going to have tremendous business there. It was interesting that they brought in a box of sand because the groundbreaking is on asphalt. So they brought in a box of sand, and I found out it came from New Jersey. But other than that, we know we're going to have a very successful store. And by the way, this store, Herald Square, which is 110 years old, this store was built in 4 stages. The Broadway side of the store opened first in 1902. It continued all the way through in 1927. But I think what's most interesting is that it has become the center of our universe. This is where we really run the entire Macy organization, which is 45 states and roughly 850 stores nationwide, plus Bloomingdale's. Bloomingdale's is the other name that we trade from. So indeed, we really value New York. It obviously is our home, as it is your home. And indeed, I think that you're going to find a lot of more exciting things in this store because we have announced a $400 million renovation from top to bottom of the store. It started back in March. You probably see a lot of construction in different areas. It will continue, obviously, until 2016. But we do have partially open now what's going to be the world's largest women's shoe department. So I want all of the men to close their ears for a minute. When the department is complete, it will go from 7th Avenue all the way to Broadway. It will be exclusively women's shoes. And at any given time, we will have 300,000 pairs of shoes on hand. Wow! So with that, Frank, you ready? Let me turn it over to Frank Garcia.
He opened in New York in 1858. The stock right now is at 36.72. It's called the Stock M, correct? Yep. And the logo that you see in the front of this, she is the region vice chair of the USHCC and president of Inca Cola Wish. Always sponsor all of our events. Miss Liz Bourbon, please take the podium.
Buenas noches, familia, porque eso es lo que somos, una gran familia. Un aplauso. That's what we are. We're the great family of the U.S. Hispanic Chambers of Commerce, the great family of the state chambers, the regional chambers, and I couldn't be prouder to stand here representing our chair, Nina Vaca, and our president and CEO, Javier Palomares, who could not be here tonight. The USHCC, as you see, it's like this is a show and tell of what we are all about. I want to thank the Frank Garcia and the New York State Hispanic Coalition of Chambers. Frank, you're doing a terrific job. Everybody, a big applause for Frank. At the USHCC, we look to find chambers like that. Chambers that are representing our small businesses. Small businesses like Inca Cola. Small businesses like our Continental Food and Beverage, our company that started over 30 years ago from the hard work of my father, Luis, who's here with us. Those businesses, everybody applause for me. And my mother, I have to mention her, she's over there too. Big applause for my mother. And my husband, Brandy, my nephew, Julio, everybody else from my family, we're all here, Frank. We are a small business that grew through the efforts of participating in the chambers. So see how important it is to participate in your local chambers. That's how we do it, by growing our local chambers, by participating, being members of our chambers. We are also growing our businesses, and that's how we keep going. But I should say, we couldn't do this without the support of our corporate partners, like Macy's. Big applause for Macy's. Macy's has been with us since the beginning, supporting programs that are good for the entrepreneurs, programs that are good for Hispanic entrepreneurs, and to help our businesses grow. And that's what we're all about. At the USHEC, our 200 chambers and 3.5 million Hispanic-owned businesses are there for us, and we are there for them. We advocate for them, and we represent them wherever we can, just the same way you guys represented us. Thank you very much for being here. Kudos to all my presidents in the region. I appreciate everything you're doing. And please enjoy it. Make sure you get a picture with that Empire State there, because this is New York. If you can make it here, you could make it anywhere. Woo, thank you.
I would like to recognize the presence of the African American International Chambers of Commerce, Mr. Randall and Torre.
Our counterpart.
I would also like to recognize the presence of Dr. Abdul Hay, member of United Peace Federation, United Nations, and in the Committee of Development. I would like to introduce to you the president of the New York State Hispanic Coalition, has got more citizenship than anyone that I know. Tax return, if you are in trouble, please go to this business. Beautiful gentleman that has made such great effort to make so many of the constituents happy.
Wow! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. And thank you, Macy's, for the opportunity that you bring to us and to the students that for the first time have the opportunity to learn economics and finance. For the first time, thank you to your school and the professors. We provide the best economists today, teaching all the small businesses, Hispanic businesses in the city of New York. We made history, and the students today are making history. Today, in this space, showing the talent and the skills that you see today, the beautiful flowers displayed, and the skills that the small businesses present to the city of New York. This moment is history, ladies and gentlemen, and you are part of it. So welcome and enjoy the rest of the evening, and we are very pleased, and you're going to hear from the best from the your schools, finance experts, that they taught the 500 groups for years. And the first time that they come down and say, listen, I believe that the Hispanic have the talent. Let's give us the opportunity. And they have done it. So enjoy tonight, and remember that this is just the beginning. There's more to come. Thank you.
I also want to mention that our next class, we just got funding from Nationwide Insurance. They're going to be funding the next class. So the next class is in November. To participate, you have to go through the Council Generals from different countries and our local Chamber of Commerces. You got to be a member. So I just want to emphasize that. And also Visa has made a commitment to sponsor the next course.
Henry George's School, we are grateful to this wonderful school for the certification event and for all the education and experience that they bestow on us. Let's give them an applause, please. And if you need to enroll, I would like to recognize the Consul of Ecuador, Mr. Jorge Lopez Amaya. He is a humble servant of Ecuador and United States. And I tell you, don't miss the opportunity to exchange words with this beautiful person that he is complete with the podium.
Ok, gracias a todos por esta gran oportunidad, especialmente a la la coalición de cámaras hispanas aquí en Nueva York, y también gracias por el soporte que nos está dando Macy, que es la primera oportunidad que estamos aquí. Por cierto, muy bonita la vista, ya metimos en las fotos, creo que es muy bonito de todo para tomarse la foto. First of all, thank you for the New York State Chambers, and also thank you Macy for his support, especially to the small business entrepreneur. Para mí también es un gran momento para todos ver que la comunidad hispana está unida, no solamente ecuatorianos, sino latinoamericanos en general, que juntos como podemos salir adelante ayudando a la economía de este país. For me it's a pleasure also to see that the whole community, not just Ecuadorian community, also is the Latino American community that is working together and also try to improve the economy, the development economy of this country, especially here in New York. También agradecer a la Henry George School, que tuvo esta gran motivación junto con la Cámara de apoyar con las becas por parte de los consulados y de nuestra Secretaría Nacional de Migrantes, donde pudimos nosotros enviar a algunos hermanos ecuatorianos y los demás consulados enviar a los demás hermanos de los diferentes países, y aprovechar esta gran oportunidad que la Henry George School y la Cámara de Comercio ha podido enviar. Entonces, esta es una manera, creo, de desarrollarnos como comunidad y ayudar a la economía de este país. Creo que eso es importante, estar unidos para salir adelante. Also, I want to say thank you to the Henry George School and the New York State Coalition of Chambers. It's so hard, so difficult for me to say that. But especially because the consuls send the people to study, and also my country, my consulate sent to some small businesses, and also the Secretaría Nacional de Migrantes, that help to my people, help my community, and support my community. That's why we are here, and also this is the kind of event that everybody must support and help and work together, and also made did a song to all the community and work together. I don't want to say anything more, it's just to say God bless you, and bendiciones para todos, ¿no?
I would like to call Andrew Mazzoni, Vice President of Henry George's School. Mr. Mazzoni, please.
Anyway, the Henry George Schools was happy to teach 50 of the most motivated people we have ever seen. I mean, to have 10 Saturdays where you basically had 100% of the classes attending, and some very interesting and unusual topics. I mean, we freelance business from the very tops of what is going on in America to the nuts and bolts of how to run a business. And again, if the Hispanic community can generate the intelligence and the enthusiasm of that class with the population and size of the community, there is no question for the sons and daughters of the Hispanic community, they will be the hugest, most powerful Hispanic community in the world. Trust me on this from what I've seen. And we were happy to be part of the development and coaching of some elite students. Henry George School has been around for 80 years as an economic institution. Our credo is we're against monopoly, and for everything else, let it rip as long as you obey the law. But one thing again to repeat, never have we seen such a dedicated and assertive and eager group as the group we taught. And again, thanks for coming, and we're ready to do it again. Thank you.
For someone that has taken time to educate us in business development, let's give a round of applause to the Vice President of Henry George School. I also would like to introduce to you Mr. El Futuro Impreso, Tony Martinez from Somos El Futuro.
Gracias. Thank you. So, buenas noches. Y for every of you that don't know, Somos El Futuro, we are the organization that helps bring the Hispanic community together in New York. And we help promote scholarships and internships for Hispanic students in college and high school. And we really appreciate the business community and labor that supports us to make that happen. We would love to have Viña Milano and Inca Cola join and be our roster of many sponsors that help us with our great work. So I want to extend an invitation to you to attend our Somos El Futuro conference November 7th to the 11th. Our assistant here, Stephanie Rodriguez, raise your hand. She has information. If you haven't gotten one of these, we'll make sure that you get it. But moreover, we are really committed to this work that was done here at the Henry George School because we need to empower each other in this community, and that means creating and expanding business opportunities and knowledge for all of us. With that in mind, we at Somos El Futuro promote probably the most important thing for the Hispanic community is civic engagement, getting our community involved in the political process, making sure that everybody's registered to vote. Is everybody here who's a citizen registered to vote? Going to vote? We hear great. And are you reaching out and helping the residents here who qualify for citizenship but have not yet become naturalized? We need to get them into the system as well, and we need to help each other learn the language and improve our communication skills so that we can even be a stronger community here in America. Thank you so much to Frank Garcia and to the Coalition for being a major sponsor and supporter of Somos. And we look forward to seeing you in San Juan, November 7th to the 11th. Thank you. Muchas gracias.
I would like to introduce to you Mr. Winston Wade, Corporate Board Member of New York State Chambers of Commerce, and President CEO Event of Wealth, and also one of the best. But if you need insurance, let me tell you, this is the man. So before you think about dying, please go, Mr. Wade.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and Council General from Ecuador, Mr. Andrew Pazon, Mr. Marcel Cordon from Henry George School, and Mr. Ed Goldberg, who has provided these wonderful facilities for us from Macy's, and a few of the guests who are going to be arriving, as well as Liz Berman. I'm not sure if she's there, or she had to take it. There's Liz, okay. And all the executive board of the chambers, okay. I want to thank you for giving me this honor and opportunity to speak a few minutes for this event. Just want to take about a minute to talk about how Frank and I met. In early winter 2010, I was introduced to now the chairman, Frank Garcia, who had expressed to me his vision and the chamber's leader's passion to create a New York State coalition. At that moment in my office, I didn't really know what the chambers was in the Hispanic, because I was more in the other chambers. So I said, sure, I think it sounds very exciting. I was a marketing major. I said, let's just do it. A couple months go by. This was like February in 2010. Got a call from Frank's office in May. Where's the money? I said, what money? There was supposed to be a budget and a business plan. So they put together a program. Within a couple of days, we decided to do it. And that's how the history began. The goal of the Hispanic Chamber with Frank and the various presidents was very exciting. We had meetings in our conference room pretty much every month, live conference call for the presidents to talk about the projects they want to create for the organization, with one goal, which is a unified voice to Albany, as well as platforms for education, financial literacy workshop, community service, events, and minority certification. Remember, this is going back to about February 2010 when some of this initiative started. Now, 3 years later, one of the events happening. We're just recognizing them tonight. But when Frank asked us to talk about this, it was a very exciting but very challenging vision because it required 25, 30 local chambers to come together, take the egos out of the picture, and work as a team. It's never easy when you try to do that. Same with my firm. I try to put different financial service specialists to work, and I say, if you don't, you have to take the ego out or it won't work. But Frank was able, through his leadership and the executive board, able to put together a very strong team. In addition, he created a corporate board, which unlike most national chambers that really represent the local chambers, the corporate board allows us to go try to get fundraising for the local chambers, so that way we can get financial resources so you can expand your chambers with different projects. By providing some of these members, give an example, a couple of things happened this past year. One is the Henry School, which I'll talk about in a minute. The second is, most of you might have seen the faces in Brooklyn Marriott this past June. About 1,500 business owners flow through the whole day event. Sponsored one in New American Chamber, I'm using it as an example. A year ago, they made that plan with a vision, with a dream, and a date reserved with Marriott. And as it get closer, it became a reality. There's about 20-some workshops that was done from different topics, and that's one of the goals to educate the members. And a lot of other chambers will not have the opportunity if it wasn't for how it started. I had an opportunity when Henry School had the inauguration about 12, 14 weeks ago. We had a press conference, very excited. We had speakers from various countries to talk about the preview. And I'm so glad that 50+ students went through the 10-week course. And most of you are here to get congratulated and get certified. That is a proud moment because, like I said, Saturday in the summer, everybody wants to be in the beach or do something, okay? For them to make that commitment in their business to come out is fantastic. I am also very proud to be working with Frank in terms of from the scratch, I want to call from infancy stage. We've gone a long way in the 3 years, and unfortunately some of my counterparts, Ruben Taborda from Johnson & Johnson, Mike Waters from QBC could not be here, but our goal is we have conference call from the corporate board to find ways to support the local chambers. In closing, I hope next year when Macy's hosted again, we will have tripled the amount of students that went to the certification, and I really appreciate the opportunity to speak a few minutes. Thank you.
I would like to introduce to you Ms. Daisy Cruz, one of our students from the Business Empowerment Program of Henry George School. Please, Ms. Cruz, come to the podium and take the mic.
Hi, thank you. Good evening. Good night. Me siento muy contenta de haber participado en la escuela con tantas personas maravillosas y especiales. Y tengo muchos años en negocios, soy event planners, hago eventos, tanto eventos como bodas y eventos corporativos. También hago catering, tengo mi propio catering y decoro en todos los lugares en Queens y en Long Island. Y en New Rochelle, Westchester, catering para eventos, bodas y todo tipo de eventos. Me siento muy orgullosa de haber participado, de organizar este evento aquí. Tuve mucha oportunidad maravillosa de poder hacer este evento aquí. Me gustó mucho las simples cosas cuando vine a un meeting aquí. La persona secretaria de aquí, ella estaba haciendo cosas que nosotros como latinos a veces no queremos hacer, y ella todo lo hace para su jefe y agrada mucho a su jefe, y me gusta mucho ese tipo de cosas. Nosotros hacemos las cosas que todo el mundo se sienta bien y todo esté organizado y todo esté planeado muy bien. Muchas gracias y espero que todo esto les sirva, como nosotros como latinos e hispanos somos buenos, hacemos las cosas bien y quedamos bien. Muchas gracias y buenas noches.
Nuestra persona invitado especial, que es encargado de toda la certificación de minoría de aquí. Para tú quieres vender a Macy's o tú quieres vender a Johnson & Johnson, tú tienes que pasar por ella. I'm going to say it in English, that way you can hear. If you want to sell to the big corporations, you have to pass through her. So, she came from another event. Now, I'm going to ask the rabbi to properly introduce her this time.
I am the Vice President of Supply Diversity for ADECO. And ADECO is a staffing company, HR Solutions Worldwide. We're headquartered in Zurich with a U.S. headquarters in Melville, and we've got another one in Jacksonville. So I've been in supply diversity for about 15 years, and recently I became the chair of the New York, New Jersey Council, which has been really rather exciting, because one of the things that the council focuses on is creating links between ethnic minority businesses and corporations. If you look at who the ethnic minorities are in the U.S., the fastest growing population is sitting in this room right here. And what we don't do a lot of with the council is our active outreach into the Hispanic community. So one of the things that I've spoken to Frank about under my leadership with the council is to become a lot more involved with the Hispanic community, because that's where the business growth is going to come from for the U.S., from all of the businesses that you guys do. The New York, New Jersey Council is one of about 36, I think the number is right now, 36 affiliates of the National Minority Supply Development Council. That organization has been in play for over 45 years. The Minority Council, like I said before, it's one of 36 councils. The New York, New Jersey Council is the leading council within the network. And one of the biggest things that the council does, I remember when I first started working with ADECO in the supply diversity space, I was given a staff of 3. It was me, myself, and I. And I thought to myself, wow, I had to keep my old job, which was business development, and do supply diversity with those 3 people. And me had something that was already aligned, I had something that was already aligned, and I had to split myself between finding certified suppliers and finding good certified suppliers. And one of the things I thought about and networked with my corporate peers was, how do you know you're actually working with a bona fide ethnic minority business? And the organizations that they pointed me to was the NMSDC organization and the WeBank organization, which is the Women Business Enterprise National Council. And the value that those 2 organizations brought to me is that they gave me a network of minority certified businesses who had already gone through a rigorous process to determine that they were truly bona fide. And what the reason that ADECO was getting involved with supply diversity, it wasn't because my leaders saw the value of supply diversity. That was in 1995, I believe. They didn't see the value of supply diversity. They didn't know what supply diversity was. But their customers were asking them to become involved with minority, with supply diversity, and they were asking us to report on diversity spend. I had no way of doing that. The 3 of us were already very, very busy. So I went to the NMSDC organization, got involved, got some facts and analytics together, took it back to my organization and said, the only way we can do this is by becoming a part of that organization. And so what I've been asked to talk to you about is the value of certification. And what I'm saying to you is, as a corporation, what we look for is the certification from NMSDC or WeBank. We don't have the time, we don't have the resources, we don't have the money to invest in additional resources to figure out whether a minority business is bona fide. There are many fronts out there. I chair the certification committee for New York, New Jersey, and I come across so many companies who the wife has been sitting at home as a housewife for many, many years, sometimes doesn't even have the resume to support the business. The Caucasian male was in the business, but saw the value of being certified and decided to flip the business to the wife, so gave her 51% and decided to become certified. She has no interest in the business, does not know how to operate it, does not financially control it, but she somehow owns it on paper. And those are the fronts that corporations like myself try to avoid working with, because when we support companies who support the government, we are required to report back to those companies, and those companies report back to the government. Government wants to know that you are doing business with bona fide suppliers, and the bona fide suppliers are the ones who are actually certified. So I know Frank and the coalition did a lot of work with creating this 10-week program for you, and now you've gotten your feet into entrepreneurship, you've gotten your feet into owning your own business. The next step to grow your business is truly to become certified. There's, as a certified MBE within the organization, you have access to many events. There's, and again, it's the mission of that organization is networking. So there are mini fairs, there are annual fairs, there are capacity building. How do you take your business to the next level? How do you determine? Everybody has an idea, but not everybody can grow a business. So how do you take that business and grow it to the next level? Those are some of the mentorship that the council offers, and people like myself who sit within corporations. I'm co-chairing this year the NMSDC Center of Excellence, and that program is a mentorship program, 18 months. We select, there's about 9 corporations that's a part of it. We select, each corporation selects 2 MBEs to be our mentor. And we go through an assessment. We determine where do you need help? Do you need help in finance? Do you need help in marketing? And based on that, we develop a curriculum that help you build capacity within those fields. So it's not just being certified. It's not just having that certificate that you can put in front of a corporation that says I'm certified, but it's all the access that it gives you. There's the NMSDC National Conference that happens once a year. It's in October in Denver this year. Hundreds, 9,000 plus people are there. You've got maybe about 1,000 corporations all giving you opportunity, but without being certified, you cannot attend those events. Even here in New York, New Jersey, we've got about 500 corporations that are part of our organization. The golf outing, you couldn't come to the golf outing if you were not certified. We have an expo in June. You can't come to the expo in June if you're not certified. So my message to you is there is huge value. There's a huge benefit to you as an organization to become certified. And if you do choose to become certified, Frank has all of my information. I do chair the council, and I can make sure that I can help fast track that for you, because we do have a process to do that as well. One of the other things before I close that we have in place is a fast track process. So let's suppose that you're working with a company who is with the government and says you've got to be certified through the state. We've got a process that if you're certified through New York, New Jersey, Minority Supply Development Council, we can get your application over to the state, and you do not have to go through all of the certification process that you would have gone through, which is a very rigorous process. So we do have that fast track piece as well. I thank you all for giving me your attention. I hope I was informative. I hope I gave you enough information to get you thinking as to why you should be certified, and thank you.
I'm going to ask all the students and Marcial, our director, and Andrew to come to the front. We're going to end this with giving some certificates to the council generals. And all the students from the Henry George, can you come to the front? All the graduates, all the students, todos los estudiantes que fueron del Andrew George para venir al frente, please. And I'm going to ask all the presidents of the chambers also to come up here. Pearl, Carmen, all the other chamber presidents that are here. Certificates to all the council generals for the different countries. And we're going to ask the Consul General of Ecuador to come here to the front. And I'm going to ask his director, our new director, to give him the recognition for the students. And also, Georgina is going to be receiving also 2 recognitions. We have one for the Consul General of Ecuador, and we have another one for all the speakers that helped us. We have one for Ariette from the Women's Chamber. Please come up here. We have one for all the people. So tonight, we don't have a lot of time. We want you to network, so I can't mention all the names, all the certificates we have here. but
Thank you very much, everyone, for coming, and thank you for this opportunity. My first course of business here is actually trying to help the coalition as a executive director. Thank you all for coming, and also I'd like to thank the sponsors, Macy's, Coca-Cola, Fun Vinos, and so forth. And forgive me if I forget anyone.
Delicioso Coco, Jimmy,
from
Betty,
and everyone else. By the way, also I wanted to also thank the Consulate General here present, and I would like to start giving his award with the help of Mr. Joe Muñiz, and thank you very much for everyone for coming. Thank you.
Señor Jorge López.
Thank you.
Kenny Abreu. Her staff will be here, please.
Ariel.
Ariel, gracias.
We got one for Ariel too. We'll give it to him.
Reverend Carmen Hernandez. Fine, Sarah.
Rabbi.
Rabbi.
Thank you, Consul.
Pearl Phillips.
Pearl.
Hey, Pearl.
Pauline Dino.
Pauline or Debo, you got one too? We spelled your name wrong, but we'll make sure it's spelled right. So, we got one for you. Let me just explain this to end this. This was all done by the students of Henry George. They did the certificates. I know that we promised the council generals will send their name in writing. They wanted to write it to make it more personal. This was done by the students. So let's give the students a big applause. I have certificates from all the council generals that couldn't make it today. From Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador. We have all of them. We will be sending them that. We also have one. We want Judy from CBS to come up here. She's got one too. Judy, CBS. Judy.
There she is.
And name of CBS.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Frank. It was a pleasure also being here and sharing this wonderful day with you guys, and thank you. I really appreciate it.
We also have Ed Magano that sent all the people from Long Island. I want to recognize Long Island. Let's give them a big applause. They came every week all the way from Long Island.
Mi nombre es Betty Cruz, tengo dos empresas, Betty's Catering and Betty's Story Bay en Corona, Queens. I'm the community, Hispanic community. Yo soy una persona de la comunidad, es nacida aquí en los Estados Unidos, pero mis padres son de origen dominicano y nosotros nos sentimos muy orgullosos de ser latinos y de ayudarlos a ustedes en todo lo que ustedes necesiten para eventos y para todo tipo de corporativo, también meeting y todo lo que ustedes necesiten hacer. Muchísimas gracias y doy también muy orgullosa de hacer este evento aquí en Macy's. La gente son muy sencillas, muy humildes y nos trataron muy bien. Un saludo muy especial para Visión Latina, es una de las cosas que más me interesa porque va directamente a nuestra comunidad. Los latinos somos buenos y vamos a llegar muy lejos. Y mi orgullo es ser latina, pero también ayudar a mi propia comunidad. Muchísimas gracias.
Muy buenas noches, es un placer para mí estar aquí con todos ustedes en este gran evento que está auspiciado por Macy's para los estudiantes del Henry George School de la Cámara de Comercio Coalition, New York Coalition of Hispanic Chambers of Commerce, parte del US Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Como directora regional del US Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, a mí me da un gran honor ver esta cámara, ver el progreso que han hecho estas cámaras, no solamente las estatales, sino que las regionales, todas representando nuestros pequeños negocios aquí en Nueva York. Ese es un lugar bello. Estamos en el headquarters de Macy's. Si podemos ir allá afuera, si ustedes tuvieron un chancecito o tomaron un video allá afuera, vieron la belleza del lugar y se ve el Empire State. Como siempre yo digo, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. This is New York City. We love being here. We love being a part of our community. and I congratulate all our business owners for doing a great job. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ed Goldberg. I'm Senior Vice President for Public Affairs here at Macy's. I want to welcome Vision Latina New York here to our building and up to our executive floor, where we've just hosted a beautiful event honoring many people that are connected with the various New York State chambers. We always like to open our home to family, and everybody here is truly familiar, and we hope that in the future we're going to see you back here again and enjoy the hospitality of Macy's. And obviously, I hope that everybody has had a good time this evening. Thank you.